Healing is not pretty. It's not soft. It's not the candlelit, journal-filled, calm journey social media makes it seem. Healing is raw. It is messy. It is breaking down in the middle of the night. It is losing pieces of yourself you thought you needed. It is facing truths you've avoided for years. Healing is the process of becoming whole again, after life has shattered you in ways you never expected. And although healing hurts, staying wounded hurts even more. Healing begins the moment you stop pretending you're okay. For months, maybe years, you've held yourself together with quiet strength. You've smiled through heartbreak. You've shown up even when your soul was exhausted. You've carried pain so heavy that if people truly understood it, they would wonder how you're still standing. But here's the truth. Healing doesn't begin the moment you fix yourself. Healing begins the moment you whisper the words, "I'm not okay." That sentence is not weakness. It's honesty. It's courage. It's the first crack in the armor you've been forced to wear. Pretending you're strong doesn't heal you. Admitting you're hurting does. Because you cannot heal from pain you refuse to acknowledge. So today, we walk through healing together. Not as a theory. Not as a concept. But as a deeply human experience. That will reshape the way you breathe. The way you trust. The way you live. And the way you love yourself. The hidden trauma you never knew you carried. We often think trauma is only violence, tragedy, or major events. But trauma also lives in quieter places. The childhood where you weren't heard, the relationship where you weren't valued, the home where love came with conditions, the moments you had to grow up too fast, the environments where you constantly had to prove your worth, the people who taught you to shrink yourself to be loved. These wounds shape how you love, how you trust, how you speak to yourself, how you show up in the world. Healing is not about blaming the past. It's about understanding it, so it no longer controls you. You cannot change what happened, but you can change the meaning it has over your life. The breakdown before the breakthrough. Every healing journey has a moment when everything gets worse, before anything gets better. This is the breakdown. This is the emotional collapse people don't tell you about. This is the part that makes you feel like healing is failing. You cry more. You feel more. You question everything. Old wounds resurface. Old fears return. Old insecurities scream louder. But listen closely. This is not regression. This is release. Your soul is bringing every buried pain to the surface, so you can finally let it go. What feels like breaking is actually becoming a shedding of the emotional weight you've carried far too long. The breakdown is not the end. It is the doorway to your breakthrough. Letting go of what you never got. One of the hardest parts of healing is grieving the things you never received. The apology, the closure, the love you deserved, the parent you wished for, the effort they never gave, the loyalty they promised but broke, the childhood you needed, the support you begged for, the version of the relationship that only existed in your hope. Healing means accepting that some wounds won't be healed by others. They will be healed by you. You may never get the apology, but you can choose peace. You may never get the closure, but you can choose acceptance. You may never get the love you needed, but you can choose to give it to yourself now. Letting go isn't about forgetting the past. It's about freeing your future. Forgiving yourself for what you didn't know. Self-forgiveness is one of the most painful forms of healing, because we hold ourselves accountable for things we didn't understand back then. You blame yourself for staying too long, for trusting the wrong people, for ignoring red flags, for not speaking up, for allowing disrespect, for losing yourself in someone else, for the opportunities you missed, for the dreams you delayed, for the mistakes you made while trying to survive. But hear this with your whole heart: You did the best you could with the awareness, healing, and resources you had at that time. Stop punishing yourself for being human. Forgive yourself for not knowing better, because you know better now. And that's what matters. Detaching from the people who keep you wounded. A major part of healing is realizing who you cannot keep in your life anymore. There are people who love the unhealed version of you, the version with no boundaries, the version who tolerated disrespect, the version who carried their emotional weight, the version who always put themselves last. Healing threatens those people. Because when you heal, you stop accepting crumbs. You stop chasing people who treat you like an option. You stop prioritizing people who drain you. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You start to say no. You start to choose peace. You start to protect your heart. You start to outgrow the version of yourself they benefited from. Healing will distance you from people, but it will bring you closer to yourself. The beauty of starting over, even if you're scared, healing often requires starting over. Not because you wanted to, but because life left you no choice. Starting over after heartbreak. Starting over after betrayal. Starting over after failure. Starting over after trauma. Starting over after losing yourself. And yes, starting over is terrifying. But it is also powerful. Because every new beginning is built on the strength of everything you survived. Healing teaches you that starting over is not the end of your story. It is the part where the story becomes beautiful. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. The slow, quiet miracle of growth. Most healing is invisible. There's no applause. No celebration. No big announcement. One day you simply notice, the same words that used to hurt you no longer control you, the same triggers don't shake you as deeply, the same memories don't break you anymore, the people who hurt you no longer have power. You're sleeping better, you're breathing easier, your mind feels lighter, your heart feels safer. Healing is slow. But the transformation is real. Your growth isn't loud, but it's happening every single day. Honoring the person you are becoming. There is someone beautiful emerging from your pain, someone wiser. Someone more grounded. Someone gentler. Someone braver. Someone stronger. Someone who finally understands their worth. Healing is not about becoming a new person, it's about returning to the person you were before life taught you fear. You are not becoming someone different. You are becoming someone true. And you should be proud of how far you've come, even if your progress is quiet, even if your healing is slow, even if your heart still hurts sometimes. Healing is not a race. It is a rebirth. You will not stay broken. As this hour comes to an end, I want to speak directly to the part of you that still hurts. You will not stay broken. You will not stay lost. You will not stay wounded. You will not stay in the chapter you're currently healing from. Your heart will trust again. Your mind will find peace again. Your soul will feel safe again. Your life will make sense again. Healing takes time. Healing takes patience. Healing takes courage. Healing takes love. But most of all, healing takes belief. Believe that you can become whole again. Believe that life still has joy waiting for you. Believe that your heart is capable of blooming again. Believe that better days are not just possible, they're promised. You are healing. You are becoming. You are rising. And your future is brighter than your past ever was.